Hello. Today I'm talking about giving my thoughts on the Nope Field, which is actually probably my favorite factory mod at the moment, and probably it's gonna be probably the top. I just said probably like twice, but it's gonna be the my choice of the top factory mod like out right now, and I think Nope is kind of leading these factory mods now with these with this new design, the field. I'm glad that he's took the time to release this. It's glad that I'm glad that he's kind of expanding from the elements. He doesn't need to he doesn't need to keep releasing elements like with the Wisteria, with Sakura, with the regular elements, with LED elements, with Hive elements. Now he's got Note Field, which is kind of revolutionary in the factory department. And I'm just gonna pull up this thing real quick. You got it's for pen spinning, designed for pen spinning, obviously. One thing is that it seems it's a little bit more designed for like, performance, I guess, optimization for this stuff, because there is no writability like module, and there will be no writability module. I don't feel like there's any place to include some writability without it looking silly. Like, you can't take off these caps. For some of them, you can't even yeah, nothing here, and the ends are that will interfere with spinning, for tricks and stuff like that. There is nothing here, which I am very glad. Which not very glad. It doesn't really affect me. I would never have bought it, but it kind of makes it feel like it's a little bit more designed for, for good spinning. It's 24.5, 24.5 centimeters, 1.1 thickness, 22.3 grams, and I'm pretty sure that's what they mean. I think it's length, width, and then a weight. To me, however, my note fields have been approximately 24.4 centimeters. Not exactly 24.5. But that could be just because I pushed down the grips maybe a little bit too much. And on my scale, I'm pretty sure it doesn't match 22.3. But that could just be a factory error. This is 22.1. Let's try some other ones actually. Ooh, what? 22 on the dot. And I think I should. Where's my other one? Oh, there it is. I'm blind. And 22.2. So it's a little bit maybe of factory inconsistency, which doesn't really care for. As long as they don't feel unbalanced, that is something. However, all of them seem to be slightly lighter than what it's listed on the website. And I'm not sure what this means, of course. I'm just skimming through this shit. They got list of the plastics and stuff. ABS plastic. They got 6061 aluminum, I guess. PP barrel, maybe. I kind of do. Maybe there's a difference between, I guess, the cap plastics and the barrel plastics, which I kind of do feel. That makes sense. They're very descriptive about it. That's very nice. Blah blah blah, and it got this unique mechanism actually, which I think should be a little bit shared a bit more. It got this like the mode where these things point inwards. Like, you see these two notches, they point inward and they connect the center with the barrel. And then on the power version, the things point outward and connect with the caps to the barrel, and then the barrels themselves connect with the centerpiece. As you can see on here, the barrel connects to the cap piece. So basically, if you buy one, you kind of get actually both. This like on this one, you can see the little things connect. You see little lines. It's kind of hard, but there's little lines that connect with the middle piece. When on these ones, the little pieces are on the outside, as you can see. Very cool. The only difference between power and linkage version are the colors, of course, and like the default on what they come with. These renders actually don't show this little line, which is a flaw, I guess. In my opinion, the design isn't so attractive to me. I'm not a big fan of this gradient. However, this gradient stuff is something that you can only pretty much only get with factory mods that you can find. You know, of course, unless you're gonna do some like crazy cool shit or use some other obscure barrels. But this is something cool. This is something unique. This modular design is also something that you can't really get with regular mods without some like very specific or very finicky. You'd have to be try to like nothing really of that nature that performs well and is also modular yet. This is something that factory mods can do very well. I'm a big fan of it. Of course, it's also 24 centimeters long, which is crazy long and crazy meta too. We do need more more mods in general that are longer in size. Like not everyone like I'm tired of the recommendations for Isaac Emboss and Titan Gear just because they're like the longest, you know, stuff like that. There needs to be more stuff like this. It's just yeah. Um, that being said, it's I will say that as a modder, I'm kind of not too big a fan of the grip choices or the caps. The caps seem to be like it's going to be hard to use any other grip than this grip because as you can see, there's actually some like bumps up here to like fill in this kind of void with the cap. There is some bumps in like within the caps itself, which kind of makes it a little bit proprietary. You can't take out this grip and then use these caps in something else. Same with the grips. These grips kind of have holes in them, of course, which, in my opinion, kind of limits what you can do with them. I'm not too big fan of this kind of design as well. I'm not too big fan of. I'm a bit lazy for grip cuts, and I don't think they look well, especially when spun. Is not something that I particularly like. However, it's something that you can do really cleanly with with machines, with factory mods. It's something you can find. So yes, it's kind of cool. It's something that they could do. However, I feel like it maybe adds a bit of complexity. However, it does actually make it a little bit more interesting. Um, Interesting in design. Like I do see kind of the appeal. It's a long grip. Um, and if these was blocked off, it would be kind of a bit boring to have like this just one and like that. It does add some bit of character into it instead of making it look like a long stick. However, I think there's maybe some other ways to do that. You can do some so cool like um, add some like just a different grip in general, stuff like that. More patterns, something a little bit more different than I think this, which it could affect performance. However, I don't think it affects it too much, but I'd rather just not. It does feature rings and like this metal ring and like smaller rings, which historically I never really liked on no mods, in particularly the elements. On Wisteria, I like. I think they're okay, but on stuff like the Sakura element and the other elements, I tend to take them off like I have here. I think it looks a lot more simpler, and it's something that I just gravitate to more in terms of spin effect and stuff like that. Like um, my Ivan mod does not feature any rings. I don't like those, and no decorative rings. I just think it spins a lot better, and I'm not spins a lot better, but also looks a lot better. I would rather spin stuff like this. Like I said, other factory mods kind of do their grips in a bit more flexible way, like ZW1001. Even a regular grip from the Nope, it's something that you could theoretically use. However, they do fit a flat end here. But for some, like they are something that you can use for other mods. In case you don't like this mod or in case your mod breaks, you kind of want to be able to reuse your parts. And that's like the mindset, and that's why I kind of like knowing how to mod, is that you can reuse them when they break, so when you get tired of a mod, you can do that. Which is with these note fields, I'm kind of getting the fact that you can't do that. Oh, I also forgot to mention is that these are actually only 39.9 RMB, which is approximately 6 USD. However, of course, this is straight from Taobao. You're gonna have to get a proxy or get a friend to help, or maybe I think you could buy it directly, but it's a little bit finickier. It's a little bit more of a risk. Um, you could buy it from stuff like from places like Oleg or Just Spinning or Spin Studio, or I think that's really it. However, I would stay away from Just Spinning and Oleg. You will get your mods, but it's just not the best kind of businesses um, to support, I guess. Yeah. Um, that's really it for this. So great price, great mod that I could recommend to everyone who wants a factory mod. This is, I guess, my number one recommendation, of course. Um, in terms of spin, I don't really like talking about its spin so much. Um, I will say that maybe it feels like it's a bit dull. Um, it's not as interesting as maybe some other mods in terms of how it feels, but I feel like it gets the job done really well. It feels like I don't know, like it's kind of hard for me to like in terms of density. It's less dense than regular element, like even regular Sakura. It's I think it kind of spins like ZW 1001. It kind of spins pretty much in the same kind of feeling. Um, they are kind of similar in some sense, is that they're very good factory mods and their emboss thickness, but different, and they also connect with outward with these kind of line things. But other than that, um, they're different in any other way. But their spin's kind of the same. How even though they're different lengths, they kind of follow the same density matching. It kind of I feel like, and you could also compare this to maybe I Am Hybrid, how it spins. It's not very. It's not very like. It's not super heavy. It's not like super light and quick. Um, it's kind of in the middle, and it's. I think it's something that I really like. It feels like kind of how. I feel like every time I spin it though, I feel like it's kind of hard to describe, but I feel like it's how I imagine like Gollum skate to be spinning or to like to spin. I don't know. Or I just feel like this is something that kind of reminds me of him, which is kind of strange. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not gonna talk about intrics, intricacies. Design flaw, of course, with every factory mod, like even the ZW 1001, is that its barrel is kind of maybe a deal breaker to some. I think it doesn't feature no like grippy barrel, of course, or but it does feel like a slippery barrel. Like they could do these better, do it better. Mods like my WPSA Zagao and K Zagao, those are mods. Those are factory mods that I think have a better barrel in terms of in terms of just its feel in the hand. It's way less slippery, and I think those are kind of in the rare instance of factory mods that do it well. Other mods kind of like this fake Ivan doesn't is kind of bad. This is bad. Other factory mods are bad. Every factory mod, including these fields, like Nope. Um, I think maybe the Sakura and the Wisterias are a little bit better actually in terms of slipperiness, but that's probably because they're a bit thinner. And while these are like CT or ST, they're 1 centimeter, I think. This is 1.1. This one feels little bit slippery because of that. And they do come with wax, which I guess combats this flaw. And the wax is pretty all right. You know, it's typical Nope wax. It comes with a little SKU. It has a logo. It's cool. However, I don't like having to go and do this every time I want to spin this. I don't like having like a fix to a problem that doesn't exist for other stuff. I don't know how, like, the difficulties of producing in a factory, but to me, I just want a better product. And one reason why these factory mods, I cannot compare them to direct mods at the moment. I don't think they're at that level yet. Is just because of this. It's just because all their barrels tend to suck. This, however, beats out a lot of mods, of course. And is a great mod. I can see somebody picking this as their main mod. This is main mod worthy for me. For people, I like if you were gonna have one mod, this could be to me a characteristic mod for you. One mod that could be an end game at the moment. I think there could be some improvements, but this does feel like it could be your one and done. It feels comfortable, you know. To recap, of course, spins really well. I love it. I don't like it like to be as one of my favorites of all time that I'm gonna like keep, or that I'm gonna spin so regularly, like compared to my Dr. BT or my other KTs, or my Isaac Emboss, or my Titan Gear, or my Manoa Emboss, my Mango Tool, stuff like that. I don't think it combats with that, but it does fit a niche that I think needs to be appreciated, promoted a little bit more. There needs to be more 24 centimeter mods, and that don't feel like a brick. I don't like the movement of things starting to feel like absolute bricks. This is something that I like and I'm comfortable with and I'm gonna stick with. Yeah, that's it. Go buy this mod. It's S minus, I think, because I think there's some improvement, but it kind of ties with all the other good mods that I like. Do I think it's going to be an upgrade from whatever? Maybe. Do I think it's a good pickup for your collection? Yes. It's awesome. That's it.